Today is onion moving day. All the seedlings are moved from the generally protected greenhouse, which is kept frost free, to this one, which is this polytunnel, which is just kept the frost off them, that's all, no heating, and they'll be fine. These here are garlic that's got to go out today, and a few lettuce that are going to have to take your chances with cooler weather as well. Onion day. We move across to my borrowed plot. This is the newly formed beds that I've extended downwards this year. The particular pit that I'm on now was formerly a path of grass, couch grass, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to go. I might be seeing a lot of couch grass coming up between the garlic. But yeah, let's hope that isn't the case. These garlic are being planted in a grid format like I normally do on my beds, but as you can see that the ground is in superb condition because it's nice and fluffy. I'm hoping that by the bed's actually never been planted in before with the onion family, or from my time, and this late start for the garlic might help deter the white onion rot. We'll have to see, because I've had some rubbish crops over the last couple of years of garlic, and I really want this to succeed, or else I'm just going to give up on garlic, because white rot has the beating of me. But let's see what happens this year, eh? This last clove of garlic here didn't have any greenery on it, which is a bit unusual, but it had roots, so being the skinflint I am, I've planted that one well. We'll see if it comes up. On the top half of this plot is the overwintering onions, which now need a little bit of a weed. They're looking pretty good. They're a French variety called Royale. They're red onion as well. I only chose these purely because I couldn't get my normal overwintering onions, which is Troy, and they usually do really well for me. So let's see how these do. Now I'm going to speed up the clip so that you don't have to spend too much time weeding, but the main idea of showing this is to show how easy this bed system that isn't compacted is to weed. This actually took me about 10 minutes. Really quick and easy to do. The weeds have just come up lovely and easy, all the root, nothing left behind, and that'll get oiked off to the manure bins, compost bins. At the very top, which I'm working my way up to now, is the elephant garlic. Again, looking pretty good. You don't get much of a shot of it in this clip, but take my word for it, it's looking good. Very good, in fact. These wood chip paths really help keep you clean and have a nice stable platform to work from. Very, very good. And you see no wooden sides when working now, so nothing can hide away, and it still looks relatively neat. Not as neat as having wood sides, but as I said, it's not my plot, so I can't remove the rest of them, so I've got to put up with them. 3 of the main weed seeds that affect us here at the moment aren't terrible weeds to get rid of, but they're a real pain because they seed around so well. Chickweed, this blue one is Speedwell, and the white one there is Hairy Bittergrass. Hairy Bittergrass in particular seeds really early in the year, so it's a problem from the newly emerging seedlings. This is back on my second plot with a crop of garlic I've had in over winter, looking pretty good if I say so myself. And this is another tactic to get away from the onion white rot. Clean compost with no soil in, clean cloves used as the seed, So hopefully that'll beat the white rot as well. So 2 tactics, and the variety is Messidrum, whereas the previous variety was Krista. Right, we're in the peloton now, and I want to start off my shallots. These particular ones are a variety called Hermine, another French variety. These are white onions, and they are lush to eat. Absolutely perfect as either small onions or salad onions or pickled onions. Got a very mild flavour, but really, really divine. So all I want to do is, again, to try and lessen the prospect of onion white rot, I am planting into cells first to get them started. The less time they got in the ground, the better, as far as I'm concerned. So if they spend the first month putting roots down, getting some green on them in the polytunnel, in this clean compost, then that'll be fine. Onion white rot, unfortunately, once you've got it, is such a pain, and it really does destroy the crops. Something I want to note there, you see on each of these shallots, these are my safe saved seed, and you see there's plenty of root on them. Now that's a good sign to say that they haven't got or had onion white rot. So I think I'm starting off with good saved shallots. Almost in every other instance, I wouldn't recommend doing this if you suffer from onion white rot, because you're just transferring over disease. I've actually stopped composting any of the onion family, not because of alleged reasons with worms, but purely because the actual fungus that this disease is doesn't get beaten in the composting process. Even if you get a compost really hot, it still will live on and then infect wherever they go out. So it's a massive pest, and potting up shallots is as easy as hell. Good idea to have a nice bit of root depth, and these are the container wise cells that I'm using. Again, there's nice big holes in the bottom, so you can poke them up and get them out really nice easy. Give them a quick water, job's a good one. Right, now the photography on this section wasn't particularly great. It's where I've been planting up the newly bought black currants and apples. This is mycorrhizal fungi that I'm applying to the roots, and the compost mix that I'm using is 2/3 good quality soil from my plants and 1/3 compost. Nothing more. I'm picking up the odd weed because it's my own soil that I'm putting in there. But it's going to be the soil that it goes back out into eventually when it goes to the plot. Or I may not be around on this site. That might also be a prospect, but I basically want to get them started off in suitable size containers so that transplanting them here or somewhere else will be a doddle. And there's nothing too much to say about this sort of planting. One thing I must say is you try and plant them to the depth they were grown in the nursery. It's good practice to do that. The mycorrhizal fungi will help the roots establish well and get a good root system going, and it's as easy as that. It's nothing. And then what I will do is I will put them in a container that will keep them off the floor so that they don't get so the root ball doesn't get soaked and become stagnant, so they can drain through for nice and easy. There's my apples that I've planted up. These are Dabinet and Yarlington Mill on M106 rootstock cider apple trees. Now then, a week ago I bought these, which is just rootstock. This is for grafting onto, and these have been healed in, and you can see on there the growth that's already started on the roots. Amazing. That's very, very quick.